Okay. So, welcome back students. We are basically discussing different strategies and different transformations or different problems. So, today we will be trying to little bit simple problems, and I am sure all of you know this particular transformation. We will try to do a different approach. We give you a starting material, and then we say that from this starting material how you can access this particular product. It is basically similar. We are always talking about reverse way. Now I am saying this is your starting material was given to you and the target molecule is given to you, given this one. Now this said this will be pure transformation based strategies. This one is absolutely transformation based strategies, and if you are not familiar with this particular transformation, you will be having little bit difficulties, but nevertheless we will talk about it, and I am sure this transformation is very unique, very useful transformations. Let me know how many of you know this reaction named as Favorsky reaction. I am sure all of you know this reaction, Favorsky reaction or Favorsky rearrangement. Exactly, this is the main reaction which we will be using here. In conventional Favorsky reaction, what we do? We basically take a compound something like this, you subject it to sodium ethoxide and ethanol, then you basically get a ring contracted carboxylic acid ester. The mechanism you might be knowing it. The mechanism goes through initial step. This hydrogen, one of the hydrogen has been abstracted to give you this carb anion here. This carb anion then undergo a intramolecular SN2 reaction to give you a 6 member and a 3 member ring together. This is highly strained. Now this strained thing is now attacked by a nucleophile which is present in this reaction mixture, ethoxide. This ethoxide attack here, and once it attacks this ethoxide basically will be giving a tetrahedral intermediate, fine, but the 3 member ring remains same. And as I said, 3 member rings are usually very strained. The strain releasing will be the main factor. So, this O minus will try to come back, and then it will try to keep this bond cleaved. Any one of this bond will try to cleave, either this or this, does not matter. So, basically this things comes here, you keep this bond, and then you will be basically having this CO2 ET minus, this will be basically taking the proton from this aqueous work up, and you will get this as a final product. In latter part of our discussion, we will say that this kind of strain intermediate are often named as overbred intermediate, but eventually this is not the time to discuss it. Okay. Now, this is the Favorsky rearrangement or Favorsky reaction. So, in contrast to the current problem, you can easily formulate that how Favorsky rearrangement it is useful. So, your starting material which was given to you having structure like this. Okay. Then to have a Favorsky reaction, what you need? You need some bromo or leaving group adjacent to the carbonyl. So, first we do a electrophilic bromination by treating this compound, as this compound is having a olefinic unsaturation, is a electrophilic bromination bromine carbon tetrachloride, very standard textbook condition. and then what basically you will get? You get a bromo here, you get a bromo here, dibromination. The remaining, sorry, this part will be the same. You subject this compound with a base which is normally sodium ethoxide. This ethoxide will pick up this acidic hydrogen, any one of the acidic hydrogen, and then what you will get? You get a minus here, okay. And then this part you are having this dibromo 1 Br 1 Br. So, Favorsky now can start. So, this minus now basically can attack here this through a intra SN2 type reaction, intramolecular SN2. So, we will have this Favorsky in action, and we have this 5-member ring and 3-member ring, and then you see something like this. Okay. Now, eventually you have a sodium ethoxide in the reaction mixture. So, excess OET minus is there, and then as a condition of Favorsky, this OET minus will basically will be here. Now, when this O minus collapses, this particular bond has to be broken as the normal Favorsky thing. Eventually, when these bonds will try to break, this will find that instead of stopping this reaction here, if it can relate further, that one of the Br is there which can act as a leaving groove. So, that was the Favorsky reaction followed by a nice elimination reaction or a fragmentation reaction. That is why the substrate was suitably designed, and now you see the ring has been contracted, the ring has been contracted, and this methyl part is there, this CO2 ET will be there, and then here you will be having this double bond, this methyl methyl. So, your product basically having a CO2H groove here. So, you basically need to do a hydrolysis, you can do a acidic hydrolysis, you can do a basic hydrolysis, and then finally you will get the hydrolyzed product. So, you see Favorsky reaction, we have represented the Favorsky reaction in a different perspective. We do the Favorsky reaction, at the same time we put a groove here, this kind of groove which basically helps the Favorsky when the ring collapses starts taking place, it also equipped with the elimination, and the elimination is very facile, and then you get a double bond here. So, that was the Favorsky reaction coupled with a elimination reaction, and that gives you target molecule. So, if you are familiar with Favorsky reaction, I hope this problem you might be able to solve it. Next one is again a transformation based strategies, transformation based strategy, and this transformation we have already discussed in the chem quiz, retro quiz, but still we want to discuss it. The target molecule which was given to you is basically a 1,4-dicarbonyl compound. It is a methyl, So, it is a 7-member compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7-member compound. This is the target molecule, and the starting material I will give it to you. The starting material I say is a 1,3-cyclopentane dione, this one. Now, before we start analyzing this problem, I will try to give you a brief intro that how 7 member rings, probably for this problem how you can think about doing a disconnection. Now, 7 member rings are usually not a very good starting material. 7 members is not a good starting material, you probably will not get too many starting materials which is having 7 member rings. On the contrary, cyclopentane and cyclohexane containing rings are abundant in nature. As well as you get many cheap starting materials which is having cyclopentane and cyclohexane. For the case of cycloheptane rings, if you draw the cycloheptane, now cycloheptane, sometimes you can think about doing a very adventurous retro. Now, this top part is a 5 member ring and the bottom part is a 4 member ring. I will do it in a different way, I will draw it. There is a 5 member ring, there is a 4 member ring. Now, somehow if you can access this kind of ring and you break the middle ring, what you will get? You will basically get a what is this? A 7 member ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, in principle this kind of strategies are very useful. So, 7 member ring, I said 7 member ring RG can be a potential target if you have a 5 member ring plus a 4 member ring fused together. The similar way, if you have a 8 member ring, let us say you are having a 8 member ring which might be a target molecule, then this 8 member ring you can easily, and you do this disconnection here, you will basically get what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 8 member ring also can be possibly disconnected through 6 member ring plus 4 member ring together. Now, this is very easy to pen down such retro, but if you have such kind of such transformation is known to you, then you can think about it. And as I said, 7 member rings, sorry 8 member rings, 7 member rings are not abundant in the nature. You might have a difficulties to find this kind of commercially available starting materials. Now, our target is a 7 member ring. Okay. So, based on our target, we will figure the retro. Now, first again draw the target. This is our target molecule. Okay. So, by keeping the mind 7 member ring is a combination of 5 member and 4 member ring, we possibly can do a retro. See the retro very carefully, can possibly do a retro based on this kind of transformation. Now, what is this transformation? It is basically nothing, is a retro aldol reaction, Now, how it goes? It basically goes through this pathway, this and this and this. Now, eventually you need to have a 1,4 dicarbonyl things in your target structure. Now, this is a what? This is a 5 and 4. Now, this transformation which is crucial, we already talked about, is a De Mayo reaction. It is a De Mayo reaction. It is a photochemical retroaldol reaction. It is a photochemical, we earlier discussed it during the retro quiz. It is a photochemical retroaldol reaction. This is the main reaction we will be now discussing. So, now we have the starting material. So, fine, do another round of retro and then try to get the simplify starting materials. So, this is this starting materials with this olefins. Now, this starting material is nothing, this is basically a simple 1,3 cyclopentane dione. So, what you do, this compound is very easily analyzable. So, first you analyze in the reaction mixture, you will get this, then you subject it to H nu mediated 2 plus 2, H nu 2 plus 2, okay. And then we will basically get a simple 2 plus 2 cycloaddition, which is the best way to make 4 member rings. Is there? Up to this is absolutely clear, I guess. Now, as I said, 4 member rings are definitely not very stable. If there are possibilities the ring can open up, it will try to open up. Now, see, this is basically nothing, it is a further a retroaldol reaction can take place. Now, I will try to figure it out the how. So, this bond we have now broken it up, okay, and then you put a negative charge here. Now, this negative charge is definitely stabilized by this electron withdrawing. Now, what is this? This ring is now basically 7 member with a ketone group here, which is arise from the retroaldol reaction. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 is basically 1,4 dicarbonyl compound. We have forgotten to put this 2 methyl group, which will be definitely there. Okay. Now, count the number of carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, this side is 5, 6, 7. So, in principle this compound is nothing but the target molecule, which is the 7 member target, which was initially desired for our synthetic exercises. So, you see this kind of DiMeo reaction is a very interesting reaction, and then in principle very simple transformation, but give you little bit complex molecules. The main take home message is, if you know this DiMeo reaction, you will be able to use this DiMeo reaction for synthesizing 7 member rings as well as 8 member rings starting from cyclopentanone or cyclohexanone. First generate the enols, take the olefin, do a 2 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction. Now this you see, this is basically perfectly fitted for a retroaldol reaction, because 4 member rings are strained. It will open it up and give you a carbanion, which is basically nothing, stabilized by this carbonyl group, and then finally you get this 7 member ring as a main product. That was the main essence of DiMeo reaction, which we have already discussed earlier in the retro quiz. The DiMeo reaction is very useful, very useful. So, we will keep on discussing couple of more problems, and eventually as I talked about DiMeo reaction, I will try to give you one assignment, and I am sure this assignment was already earlier done. This assignment basically was done earlier. Okay. So, this is not the correct thing, you can forget it. This assignment particularly was done earlier. I said you take this target molecule and synthesize it without Robinson annulation reaction, and definitely in this case your main option is to use a DiMeo reaction. So, DiMeo reaction we have already talked about, and this DMO reaction is very simple, which is already discussed to you. You just take a cyclopentene based compound like this, which is basically will be analyzable, and then you get a alkenol OH, and then you react with a methyl vinyl ketone to get the corresponding 5 member as well as 4 member species. Okay. And then if you can find a simple retroaldol reaction will now takes place. Now, this retroaldol is important because the ring will be now opening up in a different way. So, it opens up in a different way, and once it opens up, you basically have this methyl remains similar, is similar, CH2, CO, CH3. Then you figure it out through a intramolecular aldol. So, this is similar kind of problems we already discussed, and you will definitely having a excellent opportunity to go through some of the transformation which we talked in this lecture, as well as you can go through the scene archive. I said scene archive is a very useful information. Scene archive is a very good website that gives you loads of information for this kind of multiple transformation based approach. More and more you are familiar with several transformation, then basically you can play with those transformations for normal functional group based interconversion, functional group based addition, all those things you can basically put your efforts to solve those problems, and that will basically really helpful. We will try to figure it out some simple straightforward as it. This is the target molecule. We are just trying to do some or test some of your knowledges. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon unit. Okay. So, it is a very simple reaction. There are many ways you can basically do it. We will initially try to figure it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we say if you have a propazoilic alcohol, you can easily do it. Now, the target molecule you are having this double bond as a trans geometry. Okay. It is not cis. So, propazoic alcohol, if you subject to a reaction named as a reducing agent named as lithium aluminum hydride, it basically yields you the trans alcohol. Now, how? You need to figure it out. Usually, if you have such propazoilic alcohol as a starting material, normally with exposure on lithium aluminum hydride, you will basically end up with a initial step is it gives you a cyclic aluminate species, and this cyclic aluminate species where this particular triple bond, the hydrogen, one of the hydrogen from the LH already had attacked. Now, this cyclic aluminate is basically has to be on the same site. That is why when next you are cleaving this carbon aluminum bond by another round of hydride or another round of nucleophilic species or electrophilic species, then this particular hydrogen and this hydrogen become trans to each other. That is the main things. So, you can now get this kind of allylic alcohol where these are basically trans. Also you can treat this compound with iodine to make a carbon aluminum bond cleavage, and that will basically give you compounds something like this. This is also a very good source of getting vinylic iodospecies. But eventually for our target molecule, so you need this compound, do a LH reduction and you will be getting this. Fine. Now, how to access this particular compound? If you take this as a starting material and this is what 1, 2, 3, 4 butyl iodide. So, butyl iodide. Now, this propagylic alcohol you can basically generate this carbon ion here by using any base. The bases which are preferred is lithium amide or sodium amide. So, what exactly you will be using? Take this starting propagyl alcohol, use a base and then you get this anion as well as this O minus also, C minus, O minus. C minus is much more nucleophile because O minus is much more electronegative. So, this is much more nucleophile. So, electrophile if you now attack here definitely one equivalent, then you will find that this carbon electrophile bonds will now form here and you get a OH. Now, in this case the electrophile you are using basically N butyl bromide or iodide. So, lithium amide and N butyl iodide. So, you are basically getting this N butyl, this OH, fine, and then you use lithium aluminum hydride to get this N butyl. The double bond geometry is now trans. Now, I did not talk about a potentially other problems. See, I say if we use this as a starting material and doing a hydrogenation with a Lindlar catalyst condition, Lindlar catalyst. Lindlar catalyst are very useful catalyst, is basically palladium on calcium carbonate poisoned, and then this particular condition will give you a cis or Z double bond. So, based on the particular reagent which you use, you can choose either Z, you can choose either Z or you can choose either E. Now, lithium aluminum hydride, as I said, is a very interesting reaction. On the contrary, if you have this propagyl alcohol, you can use other condition also to get the E geometry. You can use simple Barch reduction condition, which is nothing but a sodium liquid ammonia. This also give you a E geometry. Try to find it out the mechanism for this Barch reduction, how it gives you the E geometry. And for the reducing agent, something like aluminum based reducing agent, let us say Dibal. What is this? Diisobutyl aluminum hydride. So, isobutyl aluminum hydride. It is a pretty sterically bulky hydride reagent and it is a pretty mild, but this reagent also have the similar tendency to give you this E allylic alcohol starting from a propagylic alcohol. So, you can basically simply play different kind of reaction conditions to tune the activity, and if you see the original activity, we are basically looking for a compound something like this, and there are other routes, there are definitely other routes, and what are these routes? Is N-butyl acid is the route. Okay. You can basically can simply think about other routes, do a functional group based retro. If you have a corresponding ester, you can definitely do it, esters. Okay. Now, what is this? It is FGI. So, basically you need to reduce the alpha beta unsaturated ester to its corresponding alcohol. LH may not be the choice of reagent, LH is bad because it can reduce 1 2 as well as 1 4. The best choice of the reagent is, this case is diol. What I said just now, it is pretty mild and it will not touch the double bond, it will reduce the only the ester to give you the alcohol. So, fine. So, you can think about this. Then this compound, how you can prepare? You can prepare in numerous way. One of this reagent, one of this condition I am giving you. One of this condition I am giving you is basically you take the corresponding aldehyde 1 2 3, yeah, which you now react with a Wittig condition. Wittig that you can do. So, these are the different ways you can basically make the molecule in different ways. So, once you do this Wittig reaction, this is the thing N-butanol 1 2 3 4, you react with Wittig reaction and you get this product, you do a diol reduction, then you come to this. So, transformation is Wittig, which is very useful for these things. Functional group based approach, you can start with propyl alcohol, do a simple propyl based coupling, and then you can react with electrophile, then you can reduce the triple bond to the double bond. So, it is basically combination of different reagents, different functional groups and different strategies all together. So, if you know a particular transformation which you can think can be fitted here, you can use it. If the starting material was given, then you can design your pathway, that also could be very useful. The starting material is not given, nevertheless you can think about through a retrosynthetic disconnection and then you can straight away design the pathway. So, we will keep on continuing our discussion and probably we will see you in the next week. So, till then, goodbye.